So what we need to do is to resume the practice of natural movement while looking at how efficient we can be, how effective we can be, how technical we can become, how more skilled, how masterful eventually we can become. And to achieve that, that's when the MovNat method comes into play.
I come from a long martial arts background, so I think that was what sort of generated those initial urges in order to get out and doing it. It was the practicality, the adaptiveness, and that mindful aspect that really got me excited about it. And I had a lot of time in the fitness industry, sort of conventionally, and I just kept seeing the holes in people's approach, holes and missing elements all throughout the entire industry. So when I saw MovNat, I knew that that was the thing that I needed to get my hands around, get my head around, really kind of dig in. The stimulation on the body is only finite when you're in a very sterile environment. So getting the skills and applying them in a safe environment first, and then slowly moving out maybe into more of an urban setting, and then beyond into a natural setting where nothing is the same, no two steps are the same, nothing is level, nothing is as predictable. I think that really challenges you on a kind of a higher level.
Often our environment and culture tells us to move in certain ways, or rather tells us not to move in certain ways. Teaching allows me to lift some of these restrictions and give people a little glimpse of what they're capable of as humans. It's like giving them a little piece of freedom. Natural movement to me is a reflection of a time that we still move through nature. It simulates, if you're not in nature, it can simulate the movements we did when we had to survive, when we could not go to the supermarket and buy our food. It reflects what our body is built for. To some, MovNat might seem like a step back, like we want to try and go back in time and be cavemen. But I believe this is not the case. I believe it's just taking back part of our human heritage, taking back part of our birthright.
Yeah, MovNat has to be felt. It's a lot of feeling, what it gives you, a lot of remembering what you have done as a child. And if you show people that it's really easy to be like nature, to move like nature, and they remember how they did it once, the perception of the idea and to get back to it is immediate.
Seeing the difference between people when they come into a course and when they leave a course, it's definitely a really inspiring thing during the courses. The coolest part about MovNat, there's so many aspects of it, but the part that really resonates with me is being able to do something, having the confidence of knowing you can do something if something ever happened. Thank God I've never needed any of this MovNat stuff to save my life or not get injured. So I just use it playfully and imagine that I'm escaping some attacking animal or some danger. But just being able to walk down the streets and have the confidence to know that I could move in a certain way if I need to avoid a risk, or I can keep me and my family safe. I think that's what really resonates with me.
When you teach a person, you make an addition. You make one or two or a group of people more knowledgeable, and if they do use those principles and techniques and if they do practice, they empower themselves. When you teach a person how to teach others, then you multiply everything. You multiply the number of people who will learn, who will experience, who will improve, and who will self-empower. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of having a team. That's the beauty of having a whole community, is that we're doing this together.
One last thing, if you haven't done it already, you need to try it at the very least. Once you try it, I know you'll be all in.
You really do need to feel it to experience it. So seeing is believing, but I say feeling is believing. So just step out of the paradigm that you're in. take a workshop, or if you've got some local classes, definitely that's a way to go.